Hello everybody who is sticking around to check out this channel some more. My name's Sparky, and I am the Wasteland Librarian. That first video is to give a kind of field of it, what's going on. I am a post-apocalyptic dystopian junkie, and as you can see, I really like Fallout. Um, I just wanted to take an opportunity to give you just a little bit about me. It's kind of difficult to do summaries because I am neurodivergent. I am bipolar type 2. I have hyperactive speech, hyperactive thoughts, which means I can tend to ramble. The reason I cover myself up and why I will be covering up a lot of my body markings and things like that is I do have a real-time daytime job. I am a public librarian. I work in adult reference and adult programming. I've been in this job for 2 years, and it's at the place that inspired me to be a librarian. The library was a big part of my siblings and I upbringing. My mother was in college off and on growing up, so knowledge was important. Reading and learning information was emphasized. Reading material wasn't really off limits. It was more age restricted if we didn't understand it. There were times when we weren't in school sometimes. We do holidays, and she would take us over to college with her, and we got to take home college textbooks and college level reading material. We got to use one of the first digitized catalogs in like the mid-90s. Yes, I'm old. I'm middle-aged. So I'm trying to keep a separation between my professional life and my personal life because I am a public librarian. I do work for a city, and for the time being, I just kind of want to keep those separated. I've never done a YouTube channel before. I'm learning as I go. Thankfully, I've got friends and family who have done video making and professional YouTubing for different things that I can rely on. And I'm a very visual, hands-on learner, and YouTube's my main form of TV anyway, so I'm having fun learning a lot. Quick background, what are my qualifications? My first job was 5 years at a STEM university as an academic librarian. I did not study academic librarianship in college, but it was the first one in almost 18 months that offered me a job, and I needed experience. So I took it, and I did. I learned a lot. I learned that I don't like working in academia. The bureaucracy and everything behind the scenes is shit. I love learning. Don't ever want to work for academia again if I can avoid it. But I learned a lot about other sources of information, academic sources of information, free sources of information. I learned how to give library instruction to kids coming into school within their freshman and sophomore year, to learn how to use the library website, academic databases, searching for journals, because they're overall, I'm having this confirmed every time I meet a young person, that they don't teach this shit in school. They're teaching them how to pass tests. They're not preparing them so much for using the one huge tool they will be using for the entirety of their academic career, and that is the library digital services, databases, how to properly search, Boolean search words, different types of information, how to use a citation generator, and how to write papers and stuff. They have to learn a lot of this stuff in their first or second year of college, and they ask college librarians to come into class and teach them how to do this. So I am very impassioned about helping people find information, because a lot of stuff out there that's free and open, a lot of people don't know about unless you've been jobs that were required to know this stuff or you went to school. So I'm doing this as a way to try to help people in the current environment we're in, because psychologically I am not handling fascism in my country very well, so much that it has been having an effect on my neurochemistry, because as I said, I'm bipolar type 2. It's a mood disorder. It's your neurochemistry doesn't maintain itself well. I am under the care of a neuropsychiatrist who I lovingly call my drug dealer, and I am in counseling, and in the last year I've had several stressors that have also affected my neurochemistry. I had a family member die, and it was my first time doing executorship. That was stressful. Whole fascism thing. And I'm in perimenopause, which is fluctuation of hormones, and this environment has had a very negative impact on my mental health. And so much so that I've now developed PMDD, that's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And when you have a mood disorder, that's one of the last things that you want. But overall, I'm doing okay, but I have bouts of anger and rage that I'm not used to. It's not characteristic of me, because watching what's being allowed to occur, because those in charge who are supposed to stop them are doing nothing. They're doing nothing. I am a registered Democrat. I am a liberal. I consider myself a socialist Democrat. I am not a political scientist by any means. I don't follow politics the same way a lot of my hardcore friends do who do have the background in political science or studying at college. I have friends who follow politics like a lot of hardcore sports people watch football. P.S. I don't do sports. I could give a shit about sports. So I'm a nerd. I play video games. I'm an introvert. I like board games, role playing. I don't do sports. So earlier this year when those life events were starting to wind down, I thought I want to do something where I feel like I'm helping and I'm contributing. I can't protest. I have been a working paycheck to paycheck adult before this career for most of my adult life. I've never been able to protest, or I always work on days where there are protests like this job I have now. I love my job. I love who I work with. I love helping people. And lucky for me, where I work, I can actually watch the protests. And I protest silently with a wide variety of bumper stickers on my car. I just got a new one that I saw on Imgur. I had to have it. It says, "Our papaws did not fight the government at Blair Mountain for you to be a bootlicker." And as someone with a long, long line of ancestors on one side of my family that are predominantly Southern, yeah, that hit close to home. So my way of coping with all of this horrificness that's happening in our country is to maybe provide assistance for people who don't know how to vet the bullshit news from the real news. That's a passion of mine, is vetting information sources, vetting news sources, why journalism and freedom of speech are such a hardcore cornerstone of our democracy in this country. I have a passion for wondering why some people choose to believe in conspiracy theories and disinformation. I'll be covering that. And one idea for this channel as a long-term project is basically a video series based on PowerPoints that I've helped contribute to in my first job and that I've helped cultivate for library programming in my current job. And it is about vetting information sources, history of journalism and free speech in this country, the real-life consequences of dissemination of false information that have actually occurred. That's a series that I will be putting together as a way to try to help people learn what's going on and learn how to find information better, how to search in library databases better, where to find free sources of public information, lots of stuff like that and more that I want to cover. I want to help people feel empowered on knowing what they're reading is good and if what they're reading is shit, if what they're reading is propaganda. So that's a big main purpose of this channel, is to present my expertise and my skills as an information professional to anybody who needs it. I do have a master's degree in library and information science. To be a librarian in most states, you have to have a degree from an American Library Associated accredited program. So I did. I never went to grad school before because I can't do math. I've always been terrible at math, so I never took the test because I knew I would never pass. And then when I was tired of trying to make my former career my full-time job, one of my friends went behind my back to look for programs and found a couple that didn't require GRE submission. So I thought about it and I said, hell with it, let's go. And I got accepted and I graduated with a 3.92 GPA. And I learned a lot because there's what's called a Master's of Library Science, just focused mostly on the library world, the library science world. And then there's what I have, library and information science, where you can learn about indexing, creating databases, database management, records management. There's a lot that you can do with an MLIS besides being a book slinger. You're also taught how to research tools, where to start searching for information, sources of free information. So I also have a background. I was a clinical massage therapist for 8 years at an accredited institution that also had a contract with a local university sports clinic to learn sports massage. There's extensive study in anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, different wide variety of modalities in the body work world, and I don't regret that. It kind of goes hand in hand with parts of my upbringing. I have a family member who is a combat veteran of the Iraqi theater as a combat medic and is now a very EMT level trained medical assistant. I have another family member who is in the Navy and has been a physician's assistant for over 20 years. My siblings and I grew up around nurses and midwives, so healthcare and knowing your body was incredibly important. I grew up with a wide variety of exposure to different types of people, walks of life and histories. Things like religion were never forced down our throats. Um, so I'm grateful for a lot of the exposures that my siblings and I have had growing up. I do have another family member who is, I have lots of family members who were in the United States military, Navy, Air Force, Army. So I do have a background as a dependent. My sister and I were both Chapter 35 kids that allowed us to go to college. So I have a wide variety background that can contribute to all of this, and I don't know fully direction where this channel will go. I'm not looking to make money. If it does one day, hey, great, I'm an elder millennial with debt. That'd be great, but I'm not counting on it. So I don't have a set release schedule yet. I'm doing these in my free time when I'm not at work. So hopefully this will help some of you. If you know somebody who is interested in any of the things that I'll be covering, please share this channel. I'd really appreciate it if you give a like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm spread my channel faster. And for a final note, in case people wondering my politics, as I said, I consider myself a socialist Democrat. I'm a liberal. I'm not happy with the Democrat Party right now. Half of them are old, spineless, cowardly weasels that need to go. They just need to fucking go. So I hate MAGA. MAGA is fascism. It's the new word for Nazis, and that's what I will be referring to. I will not debate Nazis. I will not entertain your sunk cost fallacies, your confirmation bias, your burning of your goalposts. I will not participate in your need to just be right instead of being educated. I will not entertain your lies, as the channel motto is here. You don't get to lie here. I absolutely detest and abhor liars, con artists, tricksters, and thieves. I won't tolerate it. I'm very blunt and honest. I will call you out on it. I have no problem saying shit out loud or calling people out on their bullshit. I don't. I'm also middle-aged, and I just don't give a fuck anymore. So if you are a Nazi, don't bother coming here. I will not engage you. If you harass me enough and it's severe enough, I will just call local law enforcement in your area and see what I can do about pressing charges, because I have no fucking tolerance for this shit anymore. None. If you're a Nazi, you're a piece of shit, and I'll have nothing to do with you. Period. And I will be releasing a couple videos about that subject in the future. For now, thank you for being here. Thank you for finding the Wasteland Library. I really appreciate you taking the time. And once again, please give a like and subscribe, share the channel. And otherwise, I hope everybody in the United States in this next week has a fun, relaxing, and as much political-free Thanksgiving as you can. Thank you very much, and keep safe out there in the wasteland.
Good night, everybody.